All right, welcome back. It is Tuesday night. You guys know the routine. We are back. We are live. We are going to have a great time tonight.
Back in
Everybody
the
that's coming
building.
in on Twitch, welcome to the show. Feel free to chime in whenever you guys want. Everybody that's not on Twitch, I don't know why, because it's free and you guys can all just join in and have a good time with us. Other than that, welcome back to the episode. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got NBA, NHL playoffs going
No
into the
doubt.
finals already. We got a little bit of WWE. We got some MLB. We got a call that we're reviewing today too. And also for everybody that doesn't follow us on social media, just FYI, Mr. Domo, our very special guest, has signed a 4-year contract with us at an undisclosed amount of money because
Yeah, it's just beer.
there
Just
is
working
none
for
yet.
beer.
But it's yeah, he's working for beer, and I'm not paying for it either. He's buying his own beer, but he is going to
Bro,
stay
it's
on board with us.
undisclosed. It's
Yeah,
undisclosed.
he is going to stay with us moving forward. So Domo is going to be bringing us some NHL info. He's also a different fan, different sports fan. So he follows the Packers,
Yeah.
He's a whole
follows the
different fan.
Blues. Yeah, so he's bringing a different side of everything. So we are excited to move forward with Domo. With that being said, we are going to get into it right away, and we're going to jump into the NBA finals starting up already. I think, Chris, you have an audio bite for us from
Everything's
Mr.
gonna
Amy
be
Butler.
alright.
Is there any concern on your part that this could start to build momentum on the Boston side of things?
No.
What's the sense after being up 3-0, then losing 2 in a row by a combined 30 points?
We're always going to stay positive, knowing that we can and we will win this series. We are going to win the next game.
Was there any part of you walking up floor like, I can't believe this is happening again?
Nope. We know we're very capable of it, I'm telling you. And we're not going to let up. I'm not going to let our guys quit. I don't give a damn what happens. We're going to go in there and we're going to win. So we're going to hit the ground running when we get to Denver. And I like our chances.
All right, so that was Himmy Butler, and they were talking about the obviously starting 3-0 in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics, and they allowed the Celtics to sneak their way back in, force a Game 7.
Literally sneak back in.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like we were
That
about to
Game 6.
witness history. Yeah, that Game 6 was
That
nuts,
game
bro.
6 was retarded.
That shit was crazy. Yeah.
That shit was crazy. That putback White had it was incredible. He came out of his ass on that one.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good game. Episode 6. I'm sorry. Game 6 was nuts. The way it ended was crazy. I also believe, like, you know, there was so much on the line, obviously, for Boston with every game that they were coming into facing elimination. So it was just a crazy end to their season. But Miami has moved on. Denver has been chilling and waiting. Now, let me ask you guys, from what y'all believe in, them waiting for so long for this opponent, does this remove the flame, or is this like they're well rested, they're going to come back better?
So
I think
you
it
know
can go either way.
You know my opinion on rest days. I say it every single episode we talk about playoffs. Whenever there's playoffs, I think whenever a team rests for more than 2 days, 3 days, I think they lose that flame they were feeling. Especially the Nuggets sweeping under the rug the Lakers. I think that is putting them ice cold. And that's what I'm hoping for because I am rooting for the Heat on this one. So
Okay, so you got Miami.
yeah, so I think the Heat are coming in strong, but they are coming in tired because Jimmy Butler is tired. The whole team is exhausted, bro. So you know that's another thing too. But I think with what they play Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
start, I
Thursday. I think just a couple days of rest. I think that's enough to push them through. So I think rest days are kind of a kill to most teams.
Yeah. Omar's in the chat. Joel's in the chat. How funny. I'm actually here for a good time. Quick Steven, welcome to the chat, brother. Everybody wants a Jimmy Butler jersey right now. The Heat are so popular right now, but I don't see the Nuggets losing here. Yeah, I mean, I can see that too. I think that it's going to be a good series because, yes, Chris, you're right that Jimmy Butler is coming in tired, but maybe that's that adrenaline that's going to push him through that series, you know? But before we move forward, I just wanted to bring this up real quick. It's for the Boston sports fans out there. 2023 Celtics lose conference finals. 2023 Bruins lose first round. 2022 Celtics lose the NBA finals. 2021 Red Sox lose the ALCS. 2020 Celtics lose conference finals. Bruins lose Stanley Cup in the
St. Louis
2019.
Blues.
2018 Celtics lose conference finals. 2017 Patriots lose the Super Bowl. 2017 Celtics lose the conference finals. Patriots lose the conference championship in 2015 and in 2013. 2013 Bruins also lose the Stanley Cup. 2012 Celtics lose conference finals. 2012 Patriots lose conference championship. 2011 Patriots lose Super Bowl, and 2010 the Celtics lose the NBA finals. It has been a tough decade for the city of Boston.
Well,
I mean, they had their winning seasons, right? They had
Yeah,
their
that's what
winning
I'm saying.
seasons.
It's pretty consistent. Like your team is always at least
There.
one sport is up there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it sucks about not even being there.
They're
and
just
having
not
a
getting it
shitty
done.
Season. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd rather take that
Well,
than anything. I mean, if we're just talking about a city base, a fan base of
yeah, a lot of
city,
winning,
So
a lot of winning. But at the end of the day, you play that whole season to accomplish one goal, and the last decade they haven't won anything.
Yeah. I think that's a hard pill to swallow there as a sports fan. Whatever team you root for, you make it every year and you're like right there, right on the edge of it, and you're about to close it out and get this whatever conference final and then move on to the finals or get the trophy, whatever it is, and then you just lose every year. And
But at least
that's how it was a long time for Dodgers fans.
it's
We
hard.
went through hell.
It's hard.
every
It's hard,
season,
but
you
at
know?
least you have a chance to
Yeah,
be there to have
Yeah.
a chance at the trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of the teams that they ain't even get a goddamn chance to would love to be in
Cleveland
that position
Browns
there.
and all
And
that,
many
like
of
those
these
kind of teams that
have-
just
have
lose
been
and lose
there.
and lose. Yeah,
Exactly.
Detroit
The
Lions,
Detroit
yeah.
Lions.
Thunder
You
Lake.
don't think they want to be in the they don't want to be in a conference anything. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so yeah, I get that. And like the Clippers wish they would have gone to a Western Conference Finals or in a final.
That's true. That's true. Man, the
So-
Clippers
so
this
like
season,
that.
bro, we're talking mad smack to the Laker fans, huh? Then what happened?
No, to
like
to
they talk
them,
every season.
they beat us this season, but
Yeah.
that to them that was their whole season. They beat
Yeah,
they
to
beat
them
the
it
Lakers.
was their NBA final.
Yeah, they
Was
beat the
like,
Lakers.
We beat the
That's
Lakers.
it.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
back to the finals, though. Yeah, I think this finals is gonna be like Chris was saying. The Nuggets have a pretty good couple of days off. It might hurt them. It might not. I mean, we'll see. I think that will show up game one, but I think once game two gets cracking, defense starts to switch up, offense starts to click, so anything can happen, and I think the key is to the Nuggets winning. I mean, I know it's the Joker, but I think it might be Murray. He's got to be really consistent
dude,
because he came in, but he came in the playoffs not consistent. Really, he was playing shitty. But hey, he turned it up in this last series against the Lakers, and let's see if he can continues it. But he's got to. I think he's gonna be the main key to the Nuggets.
I
For
think
the
like
Miami, I think it's gonna be their defense, like the last game. If they get all those turnovers the way they had that last game, they have a good chance. But
Would you
man.
rather-
They're small. Miami's small compared.
I was about to
them.
say, would
The
you
Joker's
rather
small.
have, as an NBA fan, and this goes a question to everybody, even everybody in the chat, as an NBA fan, would you rather have a big guy or an outside perimeter shooter, i.e., Murray, Steph Curry type of business? Would you rather have a bigger guy who can do both, or
Yeah,
I mean, not
nowadays-
both, but somebody that can shoot around, like the Joker, right? Like Jokic, he can shoot from the outside. Granted, he's not going to make every three,
Embiid
but he
too.
at least has
He did
Embiid.
against the Lakers.
Yeah, he did. AD can shoot from outside.
I like personally, and like Joel right now said that he would rather have a big guy. I personally believe that obviously the basketball game now is completely different, and it's small ball. It's a lot of small players shooting from half court. It's no longer driving into paint. But I think if basketball went back to that, which it may turn around. Basketball seasons switch every year on focused on big guys or focused on the outside shooters. I personally believe that having a bigger guy is the best way to win because you have somebody that can stop them driving in the paint and somebody that can get those rebounds that you need, to win a game. Because people forget that rebounds are huge and important in the game of basketball because you're stopping them from able to score those points, and two, if it's an offensive rebound, usually it's just a tip back home, and then it's 2 points. And that's rebounds are a big part of the game of basketball, and I think that's why I personally believe having a big guy is the best way to do it.
So for me, I do agree. Big guys do make a difference. But for instance, let's talk about this last game with the Heat and the Celtics. The Heat weren't carried by the big guy. The big guy got the rebounds and passed it, or gave it to that forward. Jeez, I'm talking soccer. They gave it to that point guard or whatever, right? In this case, Bam only had 12 points. But he had a total of 10 rebounds. So he's carrying the team in that sense.
That's major.
It's key. Because if you think, let's say right now that you said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had 10 rebounds, you said?
Yeah, 10.
Let's say out of those 10 rebounds, 8 points went in, or 8 shots went in. That's 16 points.
Yeah.
Oh, they could have been offensive rebounds too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Second
you see what I'm saying? Like that's the way I look at it. Like
so offensive rebounds,
yes.
I have the stats up right here because I like talking about this. Offensive rebounds, Bam only had 1.
Okay.
All the rest of them were defensive
rebounds.
Oh, that's cool.
And that doesn't mean that they're going to score on every defensive rebound. It's just hypothetically
possession.
speaking, Exactly.
Yeah.
You get the possession.
So Jimmy had 28 points, and Caleb Martin had 26 points. That's the majority of the points right there. Two players, yeah. And then you had Robinson coming off the bench with 10 points, but he played a total of 20 minutes. But either way,
he was talking shit.
The two main players in last night's game were Jimmy Butler and Caleb Martin. I don't have my phone to do that math, but
no, that guy Robinson was talking out his shit. Was telling the Boston crowd, "I can't hear you. I can't hear you." I was like,
you say that whenever you win, though, because they came back 3-0.
Tyler Hero is supposed to make a comeback for the finals. They're saying that he is expected to start in the finals. I mean, I would. He's their outside shooter, personally.
And he's quick.
But they've been winning without him.
How long has he been out?
Yeah, he's been out since the
whole playoffs.
The playoffs, yeah.
Here's an even better question. Do you change a winning lineup?
That's what
shit's working.
what I was trying to ask.
So did you put him in?
They've been winning without him. Why switch it now?
Hold up. They lost 3 straight. We forget about that. 3 straight games and obliterated
first
in one of them. So I think it might be time because the starting team didn't score.
So here's the thing though, to answer your question, Domo, I think I agree, do you change something that's not broken, obviously, but do you give some rest to the people that went through that?
Now's not the time to get rest. Now's the final push. You don't get rest right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. The finals, yo.
Yeah, that's true. See, it's a hard question.
It's a lot of energy, yeah.
Because I would personally, if I was in that position to say, okay, Tyler Hero's healthy, let's put him back in, I would, because he is a factor to that team when it comes from the outside perimeter, comes to getting the defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds. He's quick. He's all over the place. I personally would start him again, but I agree with you guys too that why would you change something that doesn't need to be changed if it's working? If the formula is there.
So if the chemistry is good right now and you're winning, and I understand wanting to put him back in because of what he can do, but you put him back in and the chemistry is all messed up, and you get a blowout loss. Now, let's say you send it back down. Hey, it's not the right time. Now the team's got to find that chemistry again, and you're in the finals. And if it's the first game, you're down 0-1.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it may throw some waves in there,
because he wouldn't even be the 6th man because you got Duncan Robinson as your 6th man for the Heat right now. Yeah. So, dang, he'd be coming off the bench.
Who took Heroes?
They would start him though.
Caleb Martin took his place.
Oh my God, yeah, I wouldn't.
Because Caleb Martin,
I get it.
Duncan Robinson. Hold up, Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin play the same position. Tyler Hero would have to fight against Gabe Vincent, which is their point guard. Because I think Tyler Hero would be their point guard, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
to me,
Man,
yeah.
I saw Adebayo coming down with the ball multiple times yesterday, like he was the point guard.
Adebayo,
Yeah.
That dude's great.
he's a
Reminds me
great
of
like
prime
inside
Chris
No,
the
no,
Bosh.
no, he's
yeah.
he's great. Yeah, he's a good ball handler.
He's
So
great, man. And look, and I want to say this just so like we can say it. Yeah, Boston forced a game 7 against Miami. Doesn't take away the fact that Miami is the 8th seed playing
Yeah.
obviously number 1 seed, number 2 seeds.
Yep.
They came in from the very bottom. They almost got eliminated out of the play-in tournament because I think Atlanta beat them, and they were in that forced game to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that they went through, first of all, the number 1 seed in Milwaukee, and then now they're into the finals and they're playing the number 1 seed in the West.
I don't even know how they
It's
did that.
crazy to think, right? But it just goes to show, 1, coaching, 2, chemistry is there, and then all cylinders are firing. So I think hats off to Miami, hats off to Boston, because Boston almost made history by coming back on that 3-0 loss or series, and they were very,
I thought they
very
were gonna
close to
do it.
closing the series out. And I thought they were yesterday too. I was like, they're gonna move on, and then
All
it's
our
gonna
picks
be
would have been wrong, bro.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, we
Yeah.
had Boston winning it. I had Boston winning it.
What?
All my picks have been wrong so far.
Yeah.
Lakers got swept.
For sure, not me.
I mean, it just goes to show that, like, even then, like, as Laker fans or whatever sport you follow, whatever team you follow, good basketball is good basketball, and the Celtics did that. Jason Tatum did that. They were there. They were right there. They were knocking on the door to bounce out
Let me
Miami,
put that
who
video
has
up of
been so
what
hot,
was it?
you know.
Game 6.
he did get
yeah,
hurt
it
that
That
first
ankle,
play
yeah,
of the
hurt
game,
his
though.
ankle, right?
Yeah,
And that just screwed it. That just screwed him all up. He was limping.
Yeah,
he
everywhere.
so-
got out of his flow there.
Carlos, and I think you had
Yeah.
mentioned it at the beginning that Game 6, bro. Game 6 was nuts. Like, it was back and forth, back and forth. It came down to
I thought it was
final
over
shots.
for them then. I thought it was.
Yeah,
over
I
for
thought
them
that
then.
was it, bro. The way it ended, and I think Chris is looking
Oh,
up the
like,
video
okay,
so we
Miami.
can watch it. Chris, while you look that up, I'm gonna read the chat. It says
I'm gonna
Porter
be-
Jr.
go
2.
ahead.
Joel said big guys. He likes big guys.
Big something.
Yeah, you know. Okay.
And then
Wrong
Omar
chat.
said, we
Wrong
need-
chat.
Omar said we need small ball. LBJ was trying to do too much, missing threes when he should have just drove the ball in. Yeah, I agree with that.
But he did. I
Crispy
want to say.
like
I want to say
Messi
that,
six.
that game 4.
It's good. But I said I mess up one time and don't. I'm not. Damn.
Whoa.
No, Joel gets on my ass every single time, bro.
Yeah, or anytime you have a typo or you have something wrong, he's gonna jump on you.
So what Omar was saying.
Whoa.
in that
Whoa.
So what Omar was
Whoa.
saying
that
about
case.
he should drive the ball, but didn't we talk about that in game 4 at the very end when he tried to drive the ball and he had like 3 defenders on him? He shouldn't have.
Yeah, that one
Right,
he should
exactly,
have
that's
passed
what
the
I'm
ball. Yeah. So for everybody in the chat, if it's buffering kind of weird, it's just the way Twitch does it. But this was the last second shot in Game 6. First 3 was crazy because it kind of like kissed the rim and rolled out, and then the tip back home, and
I can't believe he
Offensive
snuck that
rebound.
in there, man.
dude, so
Hey,
great. That was dope to watch, bro.
But way to not let the play die. You know, you saw
Yeah,
the miss,
yeah.
and you're like, oh, whatever. No, they were like, hell no, this is
Mhm.
literally our last chance.
Look, 0.1 seconds when they released off his hand. It is nuts, dude.
Insane. When I saw the replay, I'm like, that counts.
Steven.
That's good.
Steven said, "Can you type P then O in your URL search, Chris?"
Oh, I got you, bro.
No.
I have no shame, bro.
Yeah. So
It came up. Pope died.
the series obviously was great to watch. It was entertaining. Initially, obviously, everybody was like, Miami's going to sweep them. We thought while we were watching the game last week, it ends here.
I think
like
everybody
Miami
did
is
except
sweeping the
diehard
Celtics.
Boston
and that is
fans.
it.
Like
They move
I think
on.
everybody else was like, "Yeah, this is over."
Yeah. Yeah, everybody was thinking it's a wrap. That's it. And you know, Boston put up a fight. They didn't go down without a fight. So hats off to the Celtics and trying to do that again. A horrible way to end your season with being so close and knocking on the door. I think that next year is going to be a little different because they're having to do some contract extensions, and people are already saying, like, do you think paying 2 players an average of $600 million is worth it if you're never going to actually get the ring with those 2 players, or should you sell the player
Yeah.
and try, getting better
For that kind of money, you
support.
can get a
You
couple
know
of
what I
really
mean?
good players
the
as opposed to just
inside.
one good player.
Exactly. Exactly, and so I think that it's going to bring a factor in for next season. Obviously, um, we're not Celtics fans. We're not Celtics haters. Well, some of us aren't Celtics haters, but we enjoy the game of basketball. So it was fun. It was a fun series to watch. That's that pretty much how I can end that because it was enjoyable and I enjoyed every second of it. Denver and Miami start this week, and that's going to be entertaining.
Throw your
with
picks in the
8-1. Yeah, throw your picks in the chat for that. I think we've already got a few of them saying what they're going to say. I'm going to go and then pick the game. Like, how many games is it going to take to actually win the NBA Finals? I'm going to go Denver in 6. I think Miami's going to get a couple wins just because they're coming off that steam, you know?
Okay.
I'm going to go Denver in 6. Make sure we re-listen to this next time.
That's a good series. Going 6 is a good series. I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'll say Miami in 5.
Miami in 5. Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
I want Miami.
All right. No, that's an aggressive pick, but it's a pick.
But I
so,
want. I just Jimmy Butler's story. Just
I know, man. Like I'm rooting for him because I want him to win one, and I'm also rooting for Denver because I really do like Nikola. Like,
nah,
you know,
I like him, but I'm not rooted for the Nuggets. It is not. Don't take it as because they eliminated the Lakers. Not that. I just don't like the Nuggets as a team in general. So
Carlos, your picks, bro.
I'm gonna go with Miami as well, but I'm gonna go 7.
Miami in 7, dude. They're gonna force a game 7. No shit.
Another game 7. Yeah, I think Jimmy Butler's is gonna have to push, and I think he's gonna get one of them.
But do you think it's going to be like
satisfactory
Miami in 7 because they were losing the series, or do you think they've been ahead the whole time?
I think they're gonna trade.
I think they go back and forth. Yeah,
You got to lose 3 to win 7.
That's what I think. Yeah, exactly. Domo, your pick, bro.
I'm going to go with the Heat as well, strictly because, just like my NHL picks and everything,
You heard it.
they were up 3-0, and they've had to get 4 or had to win in 7. So they have the momentum, I guess is what I'm saying. And Denver's been resting. Do you all know how long Denver's been off for? Well, no, I know.
Lakers got their
How
ass
long has that been?
That was
9 days?
at least a week.
Monday, Sunday.
I think it
or
was last
something like
Monday
that.
or Sunday.
Something like
a little
that.
more than a week. Yeah,
Yeah, more than a week. They've been resting.
and it's still then the series don't start until Thursday, so they still got another day.
They're home
Need
though.
to rest.
So I'm going to take Heat
Have
in
that
7 as
advantage.
well.
Heat in
Okay.
7. Okay,
That's
so
awesome series.
it's 3v1 because I'm the only one that picked Denver.
All right, how about we do a friendly wager? for
Okay.
Lisa? No, I'm just kidding, bro.
No,
If you lose, bro, you gotta pay.
If I lose, I have to stream
No
without my
thanks.
shirt on.
Oh,
That's a victory for everyone.
How was it a victory? Yeah, how are we winning? Hell no.
Did you get to see me?
I'm cool.
Can you do it right now?
All right, so Joel,
black out his window.
Joel said he's a Celtics hater, and he said Bucky's Nuggets. What? Oh, that's the Nuggets he likes.
Yeah, Bucky's.
From Bucky's, bro.
Oh,
And then he said Joel said
no,
Jokic
Bucky.
Finals MVP. Yeah, I agree with the Finals MVP.
and same. If the Heat win, I'm going Jimmy MVP.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think whoever wins from that, it's going to be their top superstar that wins the MVP.
And keep in mind, the Heat have behind them, they're the number 8 seed,
Never know,
so
bro.
they have that little extra, let's get it done, the Cinderella story type thing.
That story. That's why I want that story to end.
They're right there. All they got to do is just get 4 more. And
Yeah. But it comes to like Carlos said, like if Jamal Murray is hot just how he was against the Lakers, that's going to
What do you
be
mean by
a
that?
He
big
was with the Lakers, but
difference.
he
Big
did
difference.
not come in hot. He was cold as the polar bear's
Initially, yeah.
toenails.
And now he has a whole week or plus more, and they're all cold. So do you think he's really going to come in steaming
Yeah.
hot how he was at the end of the series with the Lakers?
I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. Like I don't think Denver's gonna overpower Miami, like because they have that momentum too. I
And
think it's
again,
gonna be
they're going to
back
the
and forth.
elevation, right?
Yeah, they're going to Denver initially.
From Miami to
So
Yeah,
me-
completely different.
at work, me
bro,
and Felix,
so
he comes in on the chat sometimes. He brought it up because we had talked about Bando. We had talked about the elevation on that first episode I was on, and I was kind of like, the elevation. What are you talking about? They're indoors, but that's the thing. I guess you could maybe pressurize the inside of the stadium with the air conditioning or something. But even if you pumped in air from
Yeah.
outside, you're at a higher elevation. So indoors or outdoors, I feel like that is going to make
Regardless,
a
yeah.
difference. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, and then
oh yeah,
so
it makes a difference, bro.
yeah, a lot
It's
of
gonna be
people have
vice
said the
versa
same
whenever they
thing.
go back.
No,
No?
I mean you would think.
Yeah,
Like
well,
for the
yeah, but I mean
Nuggets?
that's like more norm, you know.
Not really. Yeah.
But a lot of people have
Yeah,
questioned
probably
the same
easier-
thing,
probably
like,
easier
well,
to go down
how would the elevation
Yeah,
affect them
exactly.
if they're in an arena? But there's like superstars from different sports and stuff that say like just traveling to Denver in Colorado is a pain because of the elevation.
Bro,
Because as soon as you land, it's completely different from where you were used to, for one. So you're coming out, and then your training, and then the facilities are completely different, obviously. And then like your training resume is going to be more like your lungs are overworking to try to keep up with everything. You know?
But I think that's why like a bunch of people go
Yeah,
up
they
there and
train- yeah, they
practice,
train
huh?
there for
I mean,
sure.
and go
Yeah.
exercise. Like they train
They
like
train,
boxers.
get the
and
lungs
all that
built
stuff,
up.
you know?
Well, right now the Heat already left. The Heat
Yeah.
is already in Denver
That night.
Or
I think they went
Jimmy
that
said
night.
They already had their plane plan. But
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was
Smart-ass
that.
comment.
Wait, what are you gonna say?
No, that was a smart ass comment from Jimmy Butler where he
Yeah.
was like, "We already got our plane flight." I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn."
Fourth quarter, he had bottom already.
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines.
Oh,
Let's
hell
go.
no! You ain't got to catch no NBA player on a Spirit airline fight.
First
Ain't no
class
way.
at Spirit. First class in Spirit.
He said the
They're
plane's
all
on me,
PJs,
guys.
They're
Don't
all
worry.
private jets.
It's for booked spirit, dog. It's the Greyhound in the sky.
Now, what I was gonna say about the elevation. Remember, whenever it was 49ers versus the Cardinals this year, you had people literally like throwing up in the corner because the elevation was so bad in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
Mexico,
Oh, when they went to
yeah.
Mexico, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was people on the sidelines that just couldn't handle it. So I just
We
you
still
know,
You
would-
trip me
NBA
out
is
right
more-
now.
Huh?
You trip me out right now. You were like the 49ers in Arizona. I was like, neither
You're
one
like-
of those play in
I mean, you said
Colorado.
Mexico, and you're like,
I meant when they went to Mexico.
Yeah, I was like,
and it was the part
Connected them
and it was the part of Mexico too that they were playing in that it was
Yeah.
even higher.
because
Yeah.
they were in what Azteca whenever they played. if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Uh-huh.
hmm
So like I'm just saying, like in any sport. So
It makes
they
a
had-
difference. It makes a difference for the
Facts.
players, for everything, for the
well, the
fans.
home fans will be used to it.
It's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Before
yeah.
we go on to NHL, looks like Steven's going to Dutch Bros if anybody wants anything, and then Joel said y'all should watch a game together and stream. it
Which-
from the
which
bar
Steven
at
is this?
Woodrow's. Littlewood.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Steven
yeah, yeah.
Sartini, Argentinian. Yeah. And then Omar
Argentina.
said Little Woodrow's is going to be playing the game and streaming, reviewing the call on the other screen. That's right.
Let's get it.
They're sponsored. So that was our NBA wrap up, and then we did that little game for this week, and then now we're going to be moving on to our NHL wrap up because now they are also going to the Stanley Cup Finals, and it was an entertaining series to say the least on both ends. But Domo, I believe you got some news and
Yep,
notes
yep.
for
I'm
us
gonna try to
take,
slow
right?
it down every time I do this part. My brain's like, so I gotta slow it down. I'm gonna go over Florida first. Yeah. So this series was really good, even though it was a sweep. Florida swept them 4-0, but every game was close. It wasn't any blowouts. The very first game, Carolina lost and went to 4 overtimes. That's a lot of hockey. We talked about that last episode. Matthew Tkachuk got the game winner. Game 2 went to overtime. Matthew Tkachuk got the game winner. Game 3 was a 1-0 shutout by the Panthers. And then game 4 with 5 seconds left, the game was tied 3-3. And who else? Matthew Tkachuk with 5 seconds left scored the game winner with 5 seconds left. And so that was a sweep.
That was a crazy.
So the
ass
reason
goal,
why I
too.
was asking how long Denver's been off for is because right now, when the finals start, the Florida Panthers would have been off for 10 days, which is second most in NHL history, and that's 11 would be the one. So
Wow.
because Vegas won last night and closed the series out, that would be why they're not going to break that record. But yeah, Matthew Tkachuk. I mean, he just him and the goaltender. They've taken the game over every game, and Matthew Tkachuk is just in the clutch plays. OT winner in game 1, OT winner in
Super
game 2,
clutch,
5
man.
seconds left in game 4 for the sweep. Boom, 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 boom. But he's right in front of the net, getting under people's skin. big time goals. As for the Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, the Knights were up 3-0 in that series, and the Dallas Stars, they ended up forcing a game 6, but the Dallas Stars captain, he got suspended 2 games. He says he fell on the guy, but he like cross-checked him into the ice. It was a pretty dirty, nasty play. And Jamie Benn's a seasoned player, but his team, they went on to win 2 games with him sitting at home suspended, and it was looking like it was over. They were up 3-0.
He got suspended because of that crazy ass like no, it wasn't a check, right? But he hit him like pretty hard on the floor,
he says
right?
he there was a collision. I guess he checked him, but he says he fell on him. But if you look at the video, he's on the ice and he's like checking him into the ice.
He like pushed.
It was no accident.
Yeah.
It was a bonehead play. It was somebody like him. He's a veteran. He's the captain of the Stars. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing, and he's been in the playoffs. He's been to the conference finals. Been to the Stanley Cup finals. He knows what's going on. So it was just a dumb bonehead play by him. So he got two game suspension, but his team went on to win 2 games to force a game 6, and they put him back in for this game 6. Just like I said earlier with Miami and it was the Boston game. Do you change a winning lineup? Your captain goes out, and the gritty players step in and handle it, and then they put this player back in. And now the chemistry's messed up. And the reason why I say that is because last night Dallas elimination game at home in Dallas lost 6-0. Laid an absolute egg.
Yeah,
like just
bombed on.
They looked terrible. They looked like they were gassed. Now they
were also making a comeback right in the series.
Yeah, they were
right?
down
If I'm
3-0.
not mistaken.
And then they were down 3-0,
Yeah.
1-2 to force a game 6. And so this is an elimination game. They just beat Vegas in Vegas 4-2. And they're playing at home and they lose 6-0. I turned the game on, it was 4-0. As soon as it was 3-0. As soon as it went 4-0, I turned the game off. I was cooking some food and stuff, but it was just like this is over. Like that's it.
I know. I kept like looking at the score, and I was just like, "Damn, what the hell?" It was like 3-0, and then a number 4-0, and I was like 6-0.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell happened?
What just as a question, Domo, if you know, what has been the biggest like comeback that you've seen in points?
Like
regarding,
you mean like
NHL
score wise or like series?
Yeah, because like you said,
Okay.
no, yeah, score wise. Sorry, because like you
Yeah,
just said 6-0,
6-0, yeah.
right? That's a huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Have you ever seen something like that happen though, where that comeback has
Yeah,
happened?
I want to say specifically playoff wise, Toronto, Boston. This has been several years ago. It was an elimination game. Boston came back. They were down. I believe it was in the playoff game. It was 4-0 if I remember correctly, and they came back to force overtime and win in overtime 5-4. And that's a playoff game. That's a playoff
Damn,
game.
that's dope.
Like,
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine the
oh my
energy in
god,
that building?
yeah.
Jeez.
And if I remember right
It
as
must
well, it
be
was in
out of
Toronto,
this
so the energy
world.
was actually really low because the fans were like, they were not happy.
Oh, it must have been quiet
They
as
were
hell
not
by the time.
Are any of our brackets still up, Domo? Or no,
Um,
we all shit the bed? Well, I know everybody picked Vegas,
me
right?
pull it up.
For the most part.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I chose Vegas too, but I'm pretty sure
I know I
lost in
picked
this one, too.
Vegas.
Yes,
I think I picked that.
Misa picked Vegas, and you picked the Canes, Misa. Bam.
I agree.
Carlos, you had.
That's the
I think we
most
talked
real
about it
thing you
last week.
said.
Actually, Carlos, you had the Canes, and I didn't get who you had, whether it was Vegas or not. Chris, you had Florida.
Yeah, I had the Vegas.
Yeah, he
You
had
had- okay,
Vegas.
yeah,
Carlos
Vegas,
had
okay.
Vegas too.
Didn't I have the Panthers too?
No, you had Canes.
I think you had the Canes.
Pendejo.
One.
And then
Did I have the
Chris?
Panthers or no?
Yeah, you had the Panthers. You had Panthers in Vegas.
Hey, nice.
There you
Chris's
go.
bracket hit.
See, that's the thing. So
Sweet.
when I you don't know this, but like I am the biggest NHL fan here.
Joel, to answer
did
your
not
question,
know that.
though, the Panthers are from Florida.
The Florida
Panthers. Joel was
Yeah,
asking.
and
where
they
the
also
Panthers-
Florida has another team, the Tampa Bay
he's-
Lightning.
Yeah,
Yeah, two separate
As
teams.
well.
Tampa Bay, Florida.
Jeez.
but do you know where one plays though?
No,
they don't share the
Tampa
arena,
Bay
right?
plays in Tampa Bay, and then the Florida Panthers are in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale. Okay. Yeah, Joel said I don't know too much of hockey. Yeah, that's why Domo is our source right here. Chris and Carlos have been trying to keep up with the notes and follow and just ask away, bro. Whatever you have questions
I was
on.
watching the other day, last Wednesday, so I just FYI, it's not fake. I had my iPad right next to me.
Neno, what's up, brother? Welcome to the chat, bro. He's saying Vegas all the way. Yeah, what do you think of the series, Domo? What are you looking at?
Real quick,
series-wise?
I was going to bring up two little things real quick. I mentioned before the pod.
Yeah.
What's interesting is in the NBA playoffs, in the NBA finals and now the NHL finals, both series have a number 8 seed playing in the finals, and the NBA is going to be the Miami Heat. And in this series, the Florida Panthers are the number 8 seed. What's even crazier about this is, okay, so just like any sport, I mean, I guess it's a saying, but you got to be good, you got to be talented, good coaching, all that stuff, but you got to be lucky as well. So the Florida Panthers have been playing playoff hockey the last month and a half of the season. They were that far back. The only reason why they won, the only reason why they made the playoffs is because the Pittsburgh Penguins lost to one of the worst teams in the league. Well, it was a bottom barrel. They won the number 1 lottery pick, the Chicago Blackhawks. If Pittsburgh would have won that game, Florida wouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. But because Pittsburgh lost, Florida's in. Now they're playing for the Stanley Cup come Saturday. Yeah, so both finals, number 8 seeds.
Yeah, but it's crazy how everything kind of falls in line.
Wow. So technically,
that way,
they got lucky. The only reason they're here is because Pittsburgh lost their final game of the season to one of the shittiest teams in the league this year.
Isn't that crazy though? Like you can play like ass the whole season, and then just have the right pieces move the correct way for you, and you're in. That's crazy.
Yeah, you just get so that's the thing. Like you get hot at the right time, and it goes like Domo said. It's for any sport. It doesn't matter if it's NHL, NBA, MLB, football, whatever it is you're watching. If you get hot at the right time, you just carry that momentum through. I mean, obviously the Panthers in this case they were number
8.
They were the lowest seed, right? The number 8 seed. So. And now you're playing in the Stanley Cup, and then now obviously based off the Miami Heat as well, number 8.
They beat the number 1 seed Boston Bruins, the best team the NHL's ever had ever. And which I got to correct something real quick. On the first episode I was on here, I said that Florida came back from 3-0 to beat the number 1 seed. They were actually down 3-1. They won game 2, so I had my notes mixed up there. Just wanted to correct that.
Okay, so that's your second and final warning.
But the Bruins. So the Bruins got eliminated in the first round.
They have the most wins ever in the NHL. Most points against the season. It was Game 7 at home against Bruins.
That's exactly the NBA, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly the NBA. The Bucks and the Heat.
And that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
the script can't get any better.
Yeah, this script, bro. I swear they got the WWE writers. I swear, bro.
Hell yeah,
I swear. Joel said, "I'm gonna root for Dallas next season. Desperate to root for a local team. I mean, the stars are the stars, bro.
So I'm rooting for the Houston.
I don't know how much.
What? Oh, I was like, Houston don't have a hockey team.
No, I'm just saying, like, I want to root for a Houston team.
So I don't know how much time we got
on the
NHL segment part. I know we got to get to like the cup pick and everything, but real quick, this past week, so the Arizona Coyotes. The NHL, the commissioners put the pressure on the owner to either get something done in Arizona, or you need to move the team or sell the team because the fans aren't going. It's a bad look. The team's not good. So they've been trying. Well, just this last week, it was 65% of the vote voted for no new stadium in Scottsdale, all that stuff. There's a couple other local areas they're going to try. They have 6 months to get a deal done. If not, the team either moves or sells. The owner of the Utah Jazz says he wants them, and he'll build a new stadium for the Utah Jazz and that team to play hockey in. Tillman Fertitta of the Rockets already said he wants them here. He said he also told the NHL, I got cash, and they'll share the Toyota Center. Kansas City is rumored to be in that as well. I'm not sure if that would even happen. That's the first I've heard of it. Not that I'm an insider at all, but I mean, this talk has been happening for several years.
Wait.
You're not?
You're not an insider?
That's the only reason
Hey, man.
That's what we signed for 4 years.
Are guaranteed, man.
For an undisclosed amount of money.
I said it was not the cost of the beer.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, bro. You better be an insider.
I
think that Houston getting a hockey team would be dope. Obviously, they had that minor league team prior, and I had fun going to watch them play when Sam and I went. We went over there. I think they'd be enjoying it.
Just a question out there, right? Because I'm starting to get into hockey, so I don't know anything. But Houston has all the major sports. You got the Astros baseball, you got the Rockets, you got the Texans, and you got the Dynamo. Why don't we have an NHL
That's
team?
why Houston's one of the top, I guess, top contenders, top contenders to get this team for the fact that they're one of the largest cities in the United States, and they don't have a pro hockey team, but they got all the other pro teams. We got people from all over the country, all over the world in our city. It's a massive city, millions and millions and millions and millions of people. Why wouldn't it work here? Is a thing, and they've already got the Toyota Center with the Rockets that they can share it with, and you have a natural rivalry with the Houston hockey team and the Dallas Stars. So there's already a natural rivalry right there. So
I was about to say,
work out.
I was about to say the exact same thing because Houston and Dallas, they just always beef on every sport or
it doesn't matter what
any
it is.
Texas team really. So having them be on like against the Dallas Stars, that would be sick.
Houston and Dallas will fist fight in a parking lot over the better gas prices. Like it's just everything. They just hate each other. They just hate each other for some reason.
Now, Domo, since you brought it, like we're talking Houston teams, would that be a team that you would support, or you're like, nah, I'm good?
So my team is going to be the St. Louis Blues, but I would definitely support this team. If I were to go to let's say we get a team and I go to the game and they're playing St. Louis, I'd wear my St. Louis jersey. The same thing with Green Bay. I mean, I like the Houston Texans. I'm not like the biggest fan, but at the same time, if Green Bay's in town, I'm gonna wear my Green Bay jersey. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You want to go for
yeah, I think it would be good to see them. I think Houston deserves a team. I think, like you said, they're such a big city, so diverse that it'll fill up. Like now is a perfect time to try it again because so many sports are in Houston already.
You got to keep in mind too. I'm sorry.
I think we can.
I was just saying,
go real quick. I was going to say just guess to see what city.
Yeah, keep in mind too. Like when Houston had their hockey team, it was a minor league team, similar to the Texas Stars that feeds the Dallas Stars, the Iowa Wild that feed the Minnesota Wild. Which if I remember right, I want to say the Houston Aeros became the Iowa Wild, but it was such a they're playing that huge stadium, and it was just such a small team. You know what I mean? If you have a pro NHL like NFL, the Texans still sell a crazy amount of tickets, even though the team sucks. You know what I mean? So the fans are here, and it's a pro team.
Well, think about like Seattle, the Kraken. Like that team is new, and that stadium is filled.
They're good,
and they're good. You know what I mean? Like. So who knows like what they'll do for the Houston if it goes to Houston, like we said, like
I think it'll be cool,
first of all, we didn't know that Domo isn't an insider, but he said he's not an insider, and he said that obviously
I get all my information from Spit and Chicklets.
We don't know where they're going to end up, but I personally believe that they should end up in Houston just because it would be.
That's the easiest move. Everything's already established. They just need to move here. Is all. They don't. There's really no building. It's just moving here. That's it.
Yeah,
that'd be so fire though. That would actually like get like we've always said, you go into live events, games, concerts, whatever it is. It's always better. So I think like for me, like a new person into NHL would be so dope to go watch a live NHL game. Rather than just watch it on TV, because TV is one thing, but live, the energy in the building, it gives you a better feel. Even if it's mostly like last season, I went to a Texans versus Seattle game, and there were more Seattle Seahawks fans there than Texans fans. Mm-hmm. But the energy was still there, regardless.
Yeah,
it's always fun to go to
game. They said
live events. So I think it would be so dope if that was
especially the King games.
It's looking like it.
Yeah, I think we can.
It's
Yeah, it's fun for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Kings, and they're looking good too. They're on the upswing big time. They should be. They were in the playoffs this year. They made the playoffs last year, if I remember right, against Edmonton. The Kings, they're on the upswing and a lot faster than people thought. So here in the next couple of years, it should be a real good team, making deep runs.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. They won in 2011 and 2013. Or 14. So for the first 5 years, the 2010 to 2015, Boston won one cup, and then it was Blackhawks, Kings, Blackhawks, Kings, Blackhawks. So the Kings and Blackhawks were trading cups.
Fuck the Blackhawks. Let's make our picks for the Stanley Cup final. Tune in on Saturday and root for a team. Just enjoy it because it's a good sport to watch. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go with Vegas taking it. I'm going to give them – I'm going to give Vegas in 5.
Why
Go
do you
Vegas
say
in
5?
I'm gonna go.
Sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like they're just I don't know. Well, for one, I think that their fan base in Vegas is going to tear
Yeah.
that roof off. It's just going
First
to be
game is
an
in
entertaining
Vegas.
one, and I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, coming in as the stronger team, but like we were talking about in the NBA segment, like even if you've been relaxing for X amount of time, it may affect you. But if you've been playing with heat, it may affect you in the other way. So I'm just gonna root for Vegas on this one. I think it would be cool to see them win a Stanley Cup title, and then or a Stanley Cup with them being such a short time in the league. And they've been there every year.
Neither team has won a cup, by the way. Neither
Vegas
team
in
has won a
5.
cup. So either way, it's going to be a first-time champ.
Vegas.
They've never tasted this.
Oh, it's going to be a
Either
first
way.
time for either
And
way.
that's emotional
way,
for
yeah.
both parties.
Yeah, either way, that's going to be good.
Okay. For
Vegas
me,
in 5.
Vegas in 5. Okay, I'm gonna go Panthers. I like a good underdog story, and as the 8th seed, I'll support it. So I'll go Panthers in 6. Don't ask me why. Don't.
No, I only asked why. I
I
figured
don't
the
got
rest was
answers.
going to be an issue. Like that's why he picked 5. But
God damn.
cool.
No, I'm going 8. Oh, I said 8. 6.
Wrong.
Well, that failed.
I meant
Yeah,
8th
why?
seed. I don't know why I
Explain.
just blurted
Okay,
out.
so you're going Florida and what? What'd you say?
6.
And 6. Why?
What? Hello.
The trajectory, the way they
Yes.
stretched.
The way they stretch. Pause, bro. Before we go to Carlos
I'm gonna go
picks,
with Vegas
Joel
in 7.
said Florida in 7. He's calling it in 7. Florida in 7.
Ask me why?
Carlos? Oh, okay.
Why?
Because it stretches.
I just said why.
You know,
Why?
Yeah, no, Vegas in 7. They're gonna party like it's 1999 in Vegas.
Bruh.
That was great. That was great. All right,
Domo.
Vegas in 7.
There you
Who you
go.
got, Domo?
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna tell you why. But I'm gonna go Vegas in 7 also, for 2 reasons. And I picked the opposite if I remember right on the NBA picks that we did. I picked Miami because Denver's been.
Miami.
Well, I guess that'd be the same. Never mind. So I'm gonna take Vegas because Vegas is rolling. Like I said earlier, Florida's been off for a number 2 record 10 days since they swept, and they've been waiting 10 days to start. The other thing.
It sounds like a familiar story.
The other thing is the Knights, and the Florida Panthers roster. They got Matthew Tkachuk, they got Bobrovsky, and Alexander Barkov. They're great players. Bobrovsky, if I remember right, has not won a cup. I'm almost positive about that. If you look at Vegas Golden Knights, they got Alex Pietrangelo and Ivan Barbashev, both part of the 2019 Stanley Cup. St. Louis Blues, not a big deal. They also got Alex Martinez from the LA Kings, who's won a couple cups with them as well and made big game time plays, including a game winner for a cup. So they got some experience there, and their goaltender's red fucking hot right now. So I'm going to take Vegas in 7.
Okay.
Vegas in 7. So it's again 3v1. This time Chris is the outcast, and he's going Florida. So yeah,
Me and Joel. Joel said Panthers too.
yeah. Joel said Panthers too. So Joel, you're included in that. I think it's gonna be fun
It
to
should
watch.
be- it should
Again,
be a
guys,
battle. It
if
should be
you
a battle.
have
This is going to
not-
be a good. Real quick, sorry to interrupt.
yeah.
Vegas is a big, heavy team. Florida ain't no punks either. This is going to be, if you like watching like UFC physical stuff, there's probably going to be some fights, and there's going to be
Physical
some people
stuff?
running through the boards. There's probably going to be some injured players for sure.
Yeah.
It should be good. Everybody's hurt right now, but this should be a really good series. Really good.
So if you guys haven't followed any NHL, first I don't know why, but if you haven't followed any NHL during the playoffs are way more intense. Right now we're going into the Stanley Cup Finals. Like this is the perfect time to get into it again and just watch it. And people say it's hard to follow
Chris.
the puck. Domo had a perfect idea. Just follow the player, and then the puck is in there somewhere. You probably can't see it, but it's
Why'd
under
you
some.
just
Because he
blurt
said-
out my name like that,
Because
bro? What do you
Misa
got
said some
against me?
people say it's hard to follow the puck, and that's what you were saying. I said, Chris.
I Actually, no, I didn't say that. I just thought I think the rules are.
If
so
you like
confusing
soccer,
to me.
real quick, if you
isn't
like
the issue.
soccer, the rules are very similar, very
Yep.
similar. This
Very
game is just
similar.
a
Really? Because
That's
they
the
have that
easiest way
weird,
to follow it.
thing where they like face off.
Look, this weekend,
That
bro, I'll
crap
be
is
there this
confusing.
weekend, and if you're not doing anything Saturday, we can watch part of the game, and I'll kind of break it down for you.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe. Joel said, so a lot of grappling and submissions. Yes.
Yeah,
They'll actually
they'll
do
put
that.
some clips on here. It's similar, yeah. But normally when they fall down to the ice, the fight stops. But bare knuckle fist fights.
Yeah. So, with that being said, for our NHL segment, we're about to jump into our another segment. Before we do that, just want to say thanks to everybody that's followed us on all social medias. Continue to follow us. YouTube is videos go up Friday, live on Twitch every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's free. You don't have to do nothing. You just liking the stream and sharing it is a big help for us. So we're trying to push it as much as we can. Yes, Joel, the merch. Yeah, we're gonna get shirts made. We need to revamp our logo though, because there's 4 of us now. So Domo is sticking with us, and he's not on the logo. So we're gonna revamp it again. Now we're gonna go into our review, which was actually chosen by our newest cast member, Mr. Domo. He actually picked this call. This call is an NHL call. So right now is another perfect time if you guys want to pay attention to like what a rule is and what isn't. This is the perfect time. Domo's got our call. He is going to break it down for us. If you guys have questions in the chat, I'll be watching the chat while Domo's breaking it down, and we will answer them accordingly. Chris also has a video. Domo, if you want to introduce what the video is about.
Let me set the stage first real quick. So this takes place back in 1999. The Dallas Stars in this game, it's game 6, triple overtime, and they're playing for their first and only Stanley Cup. I thought it was fitting because up until last night, the Dallas Stars were in the conference finals. So a player named Brett Hull, he's been in the league a long time. He's got over 1,200 games, over 740 goals, 650 assists. For his career, he's a plus 23, meaning when he was on the ice, he was basically a plus and minus means how you do on the ice as an individual player. So a plus 23 over your career is really good. When you're on the ice, the team was doing good, or you scored, or you got an assist. So basically, it's in triple overtime, and the way it works in playoff hockey is we went over the rules, I think, last week, but next score wins. So it's not going to be a 20-minute period and let's see who wins at the end. If it's tied up, next score wins. So there was a rule in place. It's kind of controversial. So if you're the attacking team, you're going to score a goal. If you look at the goalie, there's a section of blue paint. It's like a half moon. Like a half circle. It's called the crease. In that crease, an attacking player is not allowed to be in that crease. That's the goaltender's area. You're not allowed to be in there, and that also helps the goaltender to be able to slide over, move around, have space to move. If attacking players are crowding the net, he can't move. He can't try to make a save. It's not that it's unfair, but it's kind of unrealistic to expect a goaltender to like be able to shove somebody out of the way when he's like almost on his knees to begin with. So what happens in this game is, like I said, it's overtime, next score wins. And you can play the video if you want. The Dallas Stars have the puck. I don't know the player that took the shot, but he took a shot on net. It bounces off the goaltender's pad, as you can see here. Brett Hull's in front of the net.
It's so obvious.
The puck comes out. His foot's back in the crease, and he scores a goal right here. So, correct. But here's where it gets interesting. Is during that 1999 season, in the middle of the season, a private memo was sent out from the commissioner of the NHL. It had to have been from him to the teams, stating that a player can be in the crease as long as he has possession of the puck. So what that means is when that player took the shot and it bounced off the pad, that was just a block. The Dallas Stars still have possession of the puck. Then he shoots it with his foot in the crease right there. So possession never changed. Yeah. So obviously at the end of the game, Dallas was pissed off. And this is Brett Hull, one of the greatest of all time. He's a Hall of Famer. He's losing his mind. Yep. And if you look at some other videos, it might be on here. I don't remember. But the Dallas coaches, Buffalo, their coaches are losing their minds. That's not a goal. That's not a goal. So it was up in the air. NHL had to respond to it. And that's what their response was. Well, there was a private memo sent to all the teams that as long as a player has possession of the team has possession of the puck, the attacking player can have his foot in the crease. Even though the puck is not in the crease, possession still hasn't changed. So he was able to take that puck, reel it in, shoot it for the game-winning goal.
Hey, what's
And
the
he said that's
goalie's
the
name?
greatest goal he's ever scored. That's his only Stanley Cup. and
The
he's done a lot
opposite
of big
goalie,
stuff in the
the one
NHL.
that
So
won, the Dallas goalie. What's his name?
So
Do you
that
remember?
had that.
Because I feel like
Go ahead.
when I was because I when I was just doing my little research on it,
in this game,
he
no,
was
I don't
talking
know this.
about that memo, and he said it, and now even now, him older, he still remembers that memo going out, saying all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's still a debate today. It's still a debate. A lot of fans of other teams, it's still a debate. No, that shouldn't have counted. That should have counted. But that rule change wasn't made public to anybody. It was for the league. And then, of course, they do that during the season. And there you
There's
go.
I thought you were.
They
Yeah, you said
supposedly
you were the biggest
I'm
hockey
not big
fan
on
in the
NHL,
world.
but most of
Thought
all
you were.
the research that
You said you were in our
Man.
NHL segment.
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy that I had one thing to say and y'all killed it. I don't even want to say. Continue, Domo.
Come on, bro.
No, go ahead. So you
No,
were saying.
it says that this Stanley Cup that for that year was the Stanley Cup that should have never
Right.
been won. They should have just not called anything. That's the only thing I
So-
had, and y'all
Because-
ruined it.
No.
Wait, but is that because of the
the-
controversy on it?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
because of the
if they made a
controversy.
rule change in the middle of the season, why wasn't it publicly, in a sense, publicly known? We're
Exactly.
changing this rule. They changed the rule and only let the teams know. Granted, okay, the teams know, but you also got to understand too, just like a baseball player, a football player, like a center in football, he knows how to snap the football and put up blocks. So these players, their whole lives have been, especially in the NHL part of it, day in and day out, stay out of the crease, stay out of the crease, stay out of the crease. And the goaltender's comfortable. Hey, nobody's going to be in this crease. So the goaltender makes the save with his pad.
Yep.
I'm good. Ain't nobody going to be right here. Boom, he's in. And it's, what do you mean it counted? His skate was in the crease, but that was a midseason change that
And that was
triple.
overtime,
It was triple
right?
overtime.
That was during
That was
overtime.
a third overtime.
Triple.
Next,
Jesus, that sounds like to me like the refs were like, "Hey, bro, we gotta go home. Like I'm done."
He's like,
Like,
man,
they
my
were
plane
like-
was already.
Yeah.
My plane's already
My
leaving.
wife has called me like
my
5
plane's
times
boarded
already.
twice, and
I'm
I'm
going
still
to cash
here.
in this parlay. I need to get out of here.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So, well, okay, what's crazy to me though, right, is Brett Hull, like you said, one of the greatest to touch the ice, and the fact that he says that that's his
Yeah.
biggest goal because
To this
obviously he's
day,
only
yeah.
Stanley Cup. It goes to show like the
The importance.
importance of
Lord.
holding up the trophy, any sport, but in this case, the Stanley Cup, Lord Stanley, as some people call it. To me, it looks like obviously even grabbing that memo, like you're not supposed to be, like it's strictly showed it, like you're not supposed to be in there.
So for the
like,
NHL,
don't fuck around and find
and
out.
that's the thing is like the game ended. So the NHL said they sent out a memo to the private memo to the teams about this rule change in the middle of the season. So like, why didn't they make it public? You know what I mean? Like, why is it like,
Yeah.
like
Why
like
is
the
it
NFL,
secretive?
like you no longer have to have 10 yards for a first down. You got to have 9, but it's going to make it a private memo. You know what I mean? Like why? And
Yeah,
you
we're
only,
not gonna
you
tell
only tell
everybody.
people
So,
because
I got
the
a
game
question.
ended the way it did, and that's why you're like, oh well, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So when you say private memo, are you referring to like only like the big personnel in the organization
Well,
knew,
Oh,
or
good
did the
question.
teams know? Like
my
that-
guess
that
would
I
be
got-
my guess would
like, higher
be
personnel?
the commissioner sends it to the owners, and the owners obviously give it to their GMs, and it trickles down. Like the teams need to know, hey, goaltender,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a skate can be in this crease, so if it bounces off your pad and it's right outside the crease, understand somebody could be right here and score. Like you don't have the freedom anymore to move around, and it's still the case today. You can be in the crease, but if you touch the goaltender or something like that, you can rule goaltender interference and challenge it. Yeah, goaltender
Interference,
that
right?
rule was in
Yeah.
place to prevent goaltender interference. I think it's a better rule because there's a lot of scrums in front of the net and a lot of pucks, a lot of dirty plays down there, pucks bouncing around off of everything.
Yeah.
So it's more action to have it where you can be in the crease as an attack.
So, Domo, do you know? I like. I'm not obviously. I wasn't watching NHL back then, but I was 9. But do
was
you know
1.
if back then they had the opportunity to like
No.
challenge calls or like take it to a
Cha-
booth to
and-
review?
I mean, did you see the
Yeah.
footage I just put up, bro? That thing is in 240p.
Yeah, that's
When
like
the
super
challenge
outdated
came
now.
out, I want to say it's somewhat recent. I don't have an exact date for that. It's got to be, I'm guessing 8 or 9 years ago ish, right around that time. It somebody could look it up maybe, but
Okay.
it's not terribly. It's not super recent.
Okay, so it's not them.
No, I'm sorry, not super recent. Super,
And then
yeah,
not
like not a
super
long time ago.
recent, yeah. Yeah, and so when it comes to like seeing stuff like that, obviously nowadays we have the technology where stuff is just super like way easier to look at. Obviously, video proof is way more now because everything is like crisp and it's clear. You can clearly see a skate. You can't
Yeah.
clearly see a skate, whatever. So the challenging is a little bit different nowadays because if Dallas, if let's just say it wouldn't have happened, would they have won ever?
Well, that's hard to say because that was game 6 triple overtime. So if they wouldn't have won that, it could have gone to game 7. Um, just like
Seven,
all
yeah,
Buffalo teams, NFL, all that stuff, they've had good teams at times, and there's just always something that fucking happens. And that was one of their years where it's
something.
just like they had a stacked team, they were ready to go, and this team from Dallas, Texas, and that's why it's
Yeah,
controversial too. Is Dallas? It's a Southern team, blah blah blah. Like you got Brett Hull there. Like, are we gonna have one of our top players, Brett Hull, in a new market down south? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, the only reason why this is a big deal
Okay,
is because
I
after
see.
it was all said and done, people wanted answers, and the NHL said, "Well, we sent a private little memo." You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. We let some people know.
yeah, it sounds like Roger, not Roger.
Yeah,
We tweeted it, but left it on
Like Gary
private.
Bettman. Gary Bettman
yeah,
was like looking for answers, but
yeah.
at the same time, there's been a lot of players from other teams that said, "Yeah, I remember talking about that. I remember my coach going over it with me, like remember that kind of thing." So I don't think it was fake. It's just the way it came out was like controversial.
It just
Yeah,
came
it
out
looked shady.
shady,
It looked
just
shady.
real
Yeah,
shady.
because it's a clear
Makes sense.
violation
Yeah,
technically.
Okay.
So
super clear, bro. I can
Yeah,
see it without my
for sure. Like,
glasses.
I mean, it's visible. Even in that old potato ass
yeah,
camera, you can
yeah.
see how clear it is.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
But,
like, like back, yeah, back then that was Carlos's
but
HD
Carlos, you
camera.
have
You
your
remember?
glasses
No,
on.
That
I'm
was,
saying it was that clear that I can take off my
I can
glasses.
see it without
yeah,
my
Carlos, but you
glasses,
got your
but you're
glasses
wearing
on,
your
bro. What the
glasses.
heck?
Right? No.
That's a good one though.
But yeah, so that is definitely, I don't know. Domo, you just said something right, like putting Brett Hull like one of the greatest, right, in that market, and then it makes sense how people can look at it as a
Exactly.
shady Stanley Cup.
One thing that's
I completely
cool.
agree with that.
One
Just
thing that's cool
very
about Brett Hull, real quick, he spent a lot of his career with the St. Louis Blues and scored a ton of goals. I mean, some highlights. I mean, and he's a St. Louis guy. He was drafted by Calgary up in Canada, but he calls St. Louis home. He loves St. Louis. So when St. Louis is going on their Cup run in 2019, he don't care. He slams beers. He'll be doing interviews drunk on live TV, dropping. So one of them, I forget which game it was. It was in the Stanley Cup final. It was the Blues lost game 6, so it was the game 7 going to Boston. Game 6, Brett Hull was wasted, had his shirt up, nipples against the glass, and he was doing it. That dude,
Show us real
loves,
quick, Domo.
yeah. Show us. Put your nipples up against
that
the
dude loves to
camera.
party, man. Like it's funny.
This is a kid friendly
Yeah.
show, by the way.
Yeah.
But
It's on
this
the
is on
internet,
Disney.
so
Yeah, this is on Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
how
So,
clearly that
yeah.
was, bro.
Well, thanks, Domo, for bringing up that call, bro. I think that's a real good one, especially because how clear okay. So just FYI for people that are new to the show, thanks for following us. But secondly, every call that we've reviewed, it's
Clear as
now
day.
years later as we reviewed it, it's super clear to us when something it should have been called or shouldn't have been called or whatever. So all these calls that we reviewed, we've been able to be like, okay, that for sure, that should have been called back,
yeah,
or
yeah.
that wasn't a touchdown, or that wasn't a pass interference, whatever it is that we reviewed. So thanks for bringing this one up. This was a real good one. I enjoyed it, especially because we're going into the Stanley Cup Finals. Domo, thanks for picking
Nah,
this
man, that
call.
was a good one, Domo. Thanks.
We appreciate that. Does anybody have any takeaways on that? Anybody want to say anything different? Everybody on the same page?
Thank you.
I don't agree.
I didn't see his foot. I didn't see it.
Chris has been wanting
No
one where we
goal.
all
No
disagree.
goal.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody,
he's like, no goal.
we keep agreeing. I don't like this crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see
He's like,
what he's
what
talking
foot?
about.
Yeah.
had a
So
foot?
again, we all agreed. Next week we'll bring in another call that we're going to review or controversy that we're going to review. Domo, thanks for bringing this one up. This one was great. I enjoyed it. NHL playoff starts or Stanley Cup
Saturday
starts
night.
Saturday, guys. Follow that.
TNT,
Watch it.
TBS,
Saturday
Vegas home
night.
game.
Yeah, Vegas versus Florida. So pick a team, win it. Joel said Chris is also known as Stephen A.
God,
Smith
The hairline or what?
because you
Oh.
disagree with everything. Because
Well, I
he
don't
said
know.
the
I don't
hairline.
Not that you have a bad
Is it-
hairline.
is it the hair?
You have a
It's
good
nice.
hairline, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Stephen A. Smith, bad hairline.
Yeah, for salutes back here, bro.
And did y'all see Shaq and Chuck
Oh
laughing their
my
asses off on
God.
TNT, making fun of Derek White, I
Every
think, from
weekend.
Boston? He's doing his interview, and his hair is like, that's
Oh, yes, man.
Like, the worst part is he
I'll pull
comes
it
it
up, I'll
like
pull
that.
it up.
That's the worst
I'll
part.
pull it up, bro.
Yeah, is that he made that
Chuck,
choice. He
and
made
Chuck
that
was like,
choice
God
to do
damn,
that.
Derek.
What's funny is that Chuck bald and Shaq's
And
hairline.
Chuck said he
fucked.
didn't know if that was Derek White or Stephen A. Smith. 'Cause the hairline.
Here it is.
Love
Look.
that.
This is brutal. This
We gotta
is
show it, Chris, real quick, and then
this
we
is-
can move on.
that's a crime scene right there. That's a crime scene. You never find a hairline like
man,
mine.
if you
Don't,
are not
bro.
following us,
Jesus Christ.
if you're not following us on Twitch or YouTube, I don't know why, because you're missing this content. Thanks for pulling that up, Chris. That's hilarious, dude. Dude, oh my god! It just reminds me when
They
Shaq
said
had
he's
to
got
like
an eight
shave his
head.
hair and he had to cut it back here. You remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
When,
And they had to
when
give
he
him an
lost the
edge up.
bet. Yeah, they gave him an edge up and his hairline was all the way back here where my headphones are. All right, so we've talked NHL. We've reviewed our call. We're going to go into our closing segments now. Before we move forward, we're going to take a little time, a little curveball we're going to throw at you guys. And we're going to go into something that happened this weekend in Saudi Arabia in WWE. They went to Night of Champions this weekend. For those that don't know, Night of Champions is one of the pay-per-views that goes and flies in overseas in that area, and it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I watched it. It was hella early for us. It was like 12 in the afternoon when typically pay-per-views are at 7 p.m. A bunch of stuff happened if you guys have been following WWE. For the fans that don't follow WWE,
What are you doing?
okay. Or for the fans that pretend that they don't follow WWE, but they actually watch it. I don't know why you
And then
pretend.
for the rest of
It's
us
normal.
that
It's a
stopped
soap
watching
opera.
that
It's okay.
a long time ago.
Yeah, and then for the rest of you guys that haven't followed, there's been a storyline that's been building up for over a year now with the Usos and the Bloodline, and it's finally crumbling in front of Roman Reigns' face, which is the holding title or title holder currently. Seth Rollins did win the new World Heavyweight Champion that was involved or included. And then Roman Reigns went for the Unified Tag Team Championship. He lost to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
That
The
doesn't
reason why he
affect-
lost.
That doesn't affect his reign, right? Because he didn't get pinned.
No, because he didn't get pinned, and it wasn't for his title, so his
I'm
1,000
just
days still
asking.
coming. Follow SmackDown on Friday because it's gonna be crazy for the people that listen to or watch wrestling. Friday's gonna be crazy because Roman Reigns is coming. Anyways, what ended up happening is that his cousin finally turned on him. He got tired of his shit, and he turned on him during the match instead of helping him. It has been brewing for months. This dude treats people like ass, and he gets away with it, and finally it happened, and it was just a very exciting moment for me because I was just like, it finally
It was
happened.
so lit.
I immediately texted Joel and I was like, ha, this is what happens. And then, but the thing is that it is a soap opera pretty much. It's been built up storytelling over yet. Obviously, shit's going to happen this weekend when they come. Omar said, yeah, y'all are a cult. Y'all are trying to get me to watch WWE again. Yeah, we've been trying to get that full. But it was good storytelling. If you like storytelling, long time storytelling, this is the perfect story to follow. The Bloodline story has been great to watch. We just wanted to throw in that little nugget for WWE this weekend, new titles, and obviously the story continues on Friday on SmackDown on Fox. And Chris, I think you had some baseball stuff that you wanted to talk about.
We have
today.
time for it?
We can squeeze in a little bit at least, and then we'll go into our top three and close out.
Okay. Well, yeah. So let's just talk power rankings like we've been doing, just to bring everybody up to speed. We did drop. The Dodgers did drop in power rankings. I believe last week we were number 3.
What was
And
it?
we did drop to number 5.
What
I'll
was that
pull it up on
series?
the
I think
screen.
we lost like 2
1
games
second.
in a row. Some shit.
That's
the
'cause we
Astros
took a
did
loss.
move
Was it
up.
the Washington?
There's so many games. Like
Oh,
Will was
Tampa
saying.
Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, we dropped.
It was against the
pretty bad.
Rays. The Rays. No, it was against the Rays. Tampa really put it down on us. But
The number 1 seed, though.
yeah, Tampa is number 1 right now. The Texas Rangers are still holding number 2, which is surprising because the
Crazy.
Rangers have always been kind of like, to me, like the joke Texas team.
Yeah, he's been. I
But
heard
they
he's
got
been
so many
bombing
stars
them,
in
bro.
that team now that
I think
Now,
today,
you know,
took a home run.
like Corey Seager, man, just himself is a huge star. So then you got the Baltimore Orioles, which we always make fun of. We always make fun of the Orioles being just our joke team whenever we put scenarios up. But they're holding number 3 nice and strong. The Braves are number 4. The Dodgers 5th. The Astros are 6, and they're climbing.
They're climbing, yeah.
That's what we said. You know, you can't sleep on the Astros, unfortunately, anymore. Regardless of what happened, they are a solid team now.
Yeah, for sure.
All respect towards them, but yeah, right now the Astros are holding number 6 and they're climbing up. So I'm thinking just talking baseball. We're not nearing, All-Star break yet, but this month of June, I do think the Astros are going to climb up to number 2. I think they're going to push it up like crazy.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Because the Astros have such a solid bullpen. That's the thing. The Astros have a solid bullpen.
They have a bullpen, bro.
That's what's scary about it.
Not just starters; it's relievers,
It's everybody.
it's closers. They got everything in that, and it's a good organization.
Yeah. So right now, and that's something that the Dodgers, unfortunately, I can't
Lack.
say the Dodgers have. The bullpen is not strong. If
Well,
our
in the
starter
playoff,
starts off
that's
bad,
going to hurt us.
that's it. Or vice
gonna be
versa. We get a
downhill from there.
reliever in.
Oh, no
and it
doubt,
just
no
goes
doubt.
downhill
We
from
need
there.
we need to bust some
Yeah.
moves before that because, for
Yeah.
sure we
Yeah,
can't
we
go
can.
with
We
the
can't. We have to
bullpen.
make some moves prior to that.
Exactly.
bullshit.
It
Either
cannot
that
happen
or
no way.
coach these guys up.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
With a half-ass bullpen, you're never gonna win.
You can't.
You know what I mean?
You can't.
Go ahead,
And-
Chris, with the other numbers.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, Astros.
What about the Astros? Sorry.
With your other ranking, read the ranking.
Oh yeah, my bad. Then number 7th is the Yankees. No, I thought you had something you wanted to say about
Oh
the
no,
Astros.
no.
So the Yankees are number 7th, and I'm gonna stop there because the rest of it is irrelevant to me. So the I want to go back to the Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay right now has a solid bullpen, a solid starting lineup regarding their rotations, and their coach is fired up on all cylinders. Their manager.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if that's something that most teams lack. Whenever you start losing 1 or 2 games, then you start going downhill. Tampa Bay usually starts off low, and they'll pick it up throughout All-Star break, and that's it.
Right,
won't-
they
won't
started
make it
off
really that
hot.
far. But the Tampa Bay is keeping it strong since the start, right? They were undefeated, I think 12, 13 games, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a great start, and they're still up there. They're losing now, but not consistently. So I think it's going to be Tampa in the next 3 weeks. I think it's going to be Tampa then the Astros. And the Dodgers need to fix that bullpen to even be considered part of that.
I was going to chime in real quick. So when you talk about like the bullpen and everything like that, just like in any sport, especially when it comes playoff time and especially during the playoffs and the long push, your bullpen, your depth is what's going to get you through it. Because especially in baseball, it's a long season. It's still early right now, but if you have a deep bullpen, just like any other sport, you have depth. You should be able to make a good playoff run, making the playoffs. Everybody, and especially if you can stay healthy, you got to be lucky too. You got to stay healthy.
So just going back to like the leaderboards real quick. So Tampa is holding the AL East.
Dude, they're still number 1.
Yeah,
They've been holding number 1
39
spot.
39 and 18, yeah. In the Central, you got Minnesota holding that. But just talking the East, man, that East is most of the power rankings. You got Tampa first, you got Orioles, then you got the Yankees. You got the Blue Jays up there, and then you got the Red Sox.
This feels like it was Photoshop seeing the Orioles number 3.
I feel like this part of the script of the MLB is crazy.
Yeah,
right now.
seriously.
Go ahead.
Sorry. So just want to read the chat real quick before we go in. Oh, guys in the chat, our top 3 today is going to be top 3 fears.
Oh yeah.
So get ready for that. Neno said Dodgers versus Astro match will be fire. Yeah, I agree, bro. I think
It's in
that's
LA.
going to be a hell of a rematch if it happens. No, I think he's talking about World Series.
Oh, you're talking World Series?
Yeah.
Can you
if
comment
that
Neno,
happens, I
for
think
me?
it would be good. Joel said Dodgers are trying to
new
get my
year.
hopes up.
It's a
I know
new
how
year.
the story ends. Yeah, fuck. You're lying, bro.
But,
I think look,
you got to keep the faith up, bro, because you can
Yeah, for
have,
sure.
We're not terrible. Last season we were hot, bro. 111 wins ended the season like that. and then we lose in the first round. But just talking this right now, our next couple games, they're not easy. I mean, I don't think any team is easy. But we got the Nats up, then we got the Yankees. So, in a sense, the Yankees are a strong ass team. They got a great, hitting rotation. So, but their bullpen isn't that strong, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And then what's crazy though is the Houston Astros versus the Dodgers.
They
Even
play-
mid-season,
they play like that,
those
yeah.
games are playoff games because
The hatred.
not just the rivalry, but yeah, they play with a passion because this might be the team that you end up in the World Series with.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Leave a statement.
Like the possibility of that happening is a lot higher than the Baltimore Orioles playing against the Dodgers.
After the Astros won against the Dodgers in the cheating World Series and all that stuff, they almost played each other again. What, like a couple of years later? It was almost
Again, yeah, they were that close. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like the possibility of this happening again is high. So when those two teams connect, it's gonna be a all out like play like this is the World Series because there's so much heat already. There's already obviously a lot of friction between both teams and organizations, but when it comes to it, it's like this might be your opponent in the World Series. And I think that that's what I love about this year in baseball is that every team is playing everybody at the same, like this whole season.
I love it.
You're not missing anywhere. I love that because it could be a World Series matchup and then you can reference like, oh shit, they met
and how did it go
mid-season,
then?
and this is how it went then. What has changed? You know what I mean?
In my ideal situation, I do want that rematch. I think all us
sure.
Dodgers fans want that rematch. Even Astros, just to get that,
Exactly.
just to get it out of the way.
Dodgers want it
Yeah,
to
get it out
win
of the
because
way.
they got screwed, and then the Astros want to go back to that one we fucked up, but this is real. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This was fair.
But
This was fair and square.
realistically, if the Astros and Tampa keep going at the strength they are right now, I think it's going to be another
that's
repeat
right,
of
yeah.
2020 when the Tampa lost against Tampa won against the Astros during the bubble kind of shortened season. And I think it's going to be a repeat of that because
It's not
Tampa
even halfway
is hot
yet.
right now. They're hot everywhere.
But like we say, it's a long season.
It is a long
so-
season. Injuries are still prone to happen.
And this is why we bring the power rankings weekly because every week you see the shifts that it does. It changes. The only players or the only teams that have stayed kind of consistent is Tampa. And because they've been there. The Astros were below 10. The Dodgers were below 10 at one point.
And baseball
have climbed up,
The team that's getting slept on right now, well, not slept on, the team that slept is the Philadelphia Phillies because they picked up a big card. They picked up a big card being Trey Turner. And then you had, the World Baseball Classic.
67.
Which is
what number is he on the jersey sales?
And that is not the case. Yeah, and that's not the case. Right now,
67.
Right now, Philadelphia. Right now, Philly is. Geez, they are low. They are number 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 10.
Chris is like 1, 2, 3, 4. 5,
Sorry, sir.
They are number 10. So
Yeah.
now I'm trying to have a serious conversation over here, guys.
I'm listening to you,
Sorry.
bro.
So this the only one that's respecting is Carlos, which is strange.
He's just quiet. He's drunk right off the Jaritos, bro.
So I think there's so much baseball to go on, bro. The San Francisco Giants are luckily asleep still. So let's
you
hope
can't.
for the
But
rest of that.
you
too.
can't count them out either.
Yeah,
you
can't
can't
count
let
anybody out.
With baseball being so long the way it is, you can't really count any team because even after the All-Star break, that's when teams pick up the speed.
That's
and
what
they're
happened
like,
with Philly
okay,
last year, bro.
Here we go. Yeah, exactly. So the Yankees could be dethroned right away. The Astros, the Dodgers, everybody could be dethroned
Mm-hmm.
right after All-Star break because the teams make moves. They make trades. They pick up. They call up from the bottom, from their farming system.
And
So
I think-
everything can change.
And I think that All-Star break is such a crucial in baseball because it's such a long-ass season that these players need a week off, bro. So whenever they come back, that's where you see that big push. That's what happened with Philly last year. All-Star break happened. Boom. They came in, and they were World Series contenders. They didn't win it, but they made it. And I think
That's why some players too, bro. They don't even like going to the All-Star game because they're like,
They
I want
travel
to
a
take
lot.
my week
Let
off.
me sleep.
Yeah, bro. Like, let me get my rest because they do play so often. You know what I mean?
How many times a week?
So
4 times a week.
and it's traveling and all that, bro. Like, I like for Father's Day, I bought tickets to take my father out to a Rangers game, and I was just trying to see like when the Rangers play, and it was every week, and it was like Thursday through Sunday, in New York, Thursday through Sunday in Baltimore, and then it was like
Crazy
coming
schedule, man.
after Sunday, flying to Texas, playing in
Yeah.
Texas for 4 games, and then playing in Texas the next week for
And
4 games. It's just
all
like, dude,
that,
that
and then
is-
you get
it-
traded.
To me, it just
And these
sounds
players got-
and then
they
you
got
get traded
kids
to
and
another
just
team, and then you do it all over
bet.
again.
Yeah.
living out of a
Exactly.
suitcase in a hotel room.
I bet the Texas Rangers.
Yeah. And no, you get traded to
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
team, and
Don't
you fly
stop it,
from
don't
Yankee Stadium over to LA because you got to play that night, or the next night, and then you
exactly.
make it all work.
But yeah, there's so much baseball left, but I do think the Astros are gonna pick it up again.
Yeah.
I still take Tampa staying in first for the majority
Yeah.
of the season. But
Yeah.
like you said, there's so many games left.
Oh, yeah.
So many injuries could happen. So many pickups can happen.
Everything can change. So we would definitely keep that up. Joel says, "Where's the All-Star game this year?" In Seattle. This year is in the Mariners T-Mobile Park. So
Home
or
of the
Safeco
Seattle
Park,
Kraken.
anyway, but it's in Seattle this year.
Damn.
Yeah.
The Rain
So,
City
yeah,
bitch pigeons.
Come. Damn.
I'll explain it.
Coming up. So we're coming up on a longer episode than normal, but we had a lot of fun today. We had a lot of stuff to talk. Closing out, obviously, moving forward with the NBA and NHL playoffs coming to an end already. We're going to be in that transitional
We'll have some
period
good
of
stuff.
just
We'll
kind
got
of
some
trying
good
to
stuff.
talk as much baseball and MLS, and we're going to bring in a whole bunch of random sports in just to keep us afloat. But we have some stuff planned up for that. We're going to head into our
T-Mobile
top
Park.
3. T-Mobile Park, that was the name of it, right?
Yeah.
Seattle, right?
Yeah, Seattle.
Okay.
Rain City bitch pigeons.
Going into our top 3, Domo made the selection this week.
Good selection.
If you guys
Yeah,
want to send us
except
a
for Joe.
chat on our Instagram
Yeah,
of
bro.
a top 3 idea,
Jesus Christ.
we will pick the best one
Except
out
for
of it.
Joel.
And then, except for Joel. Joel's banned for at least another 2 weeks, bro,
What
because
the hell?
microwavable foods was crazy.
Pendejo for
But
real.
our top 3
bro.
today is brought to you by Joel. By Joel, what the?
And
By
Dale.
Domo. It's top 3 fears is what he picked. Top 3 fears is what he picked this week, so we're going to go into that. Before we go into our top 3, just a little outro segment again. Thanks to everybody that follows us on our social media platforms, and share it, like it with a friend, fucking watch it with a friend. Watch it however you want to watch it, just watch it, and then
Watch it with a friend,
like
watch it
it,
by
and then
yourself, no
share
one
it.
cares.
Yeah, watch it with a friend, watch it with your wife. I don't care. You don't have to just listen to it and share it. That's the only way that we kind of keep climbing the ladder of Spotify. Is just share this podcast. It's sports, and it's for people just making fun of each other and talking about sports, and that's it. And even if you don't like sports,
And if you
laugh.
don't like
It's
sports,
funny.
then fuck you then. Keep moving.
Yeah. And then so now going into it, Domo, you picked
Yes.
it, you started, I will end it, and then
I was gonna
Chris and
see if I
Carlos go in
could
between.
start, but just because my number 1 fear, it's kind of
Yeah,
dark
how
a little
dark is
bit,
it?
and
What
I
the
just want to
hell?
get that out of the way, and then we see what we got going on. Anyways,
Yeah, for real.
Oh, how dark is this, man?
Is it?
you'll
Is
see.
it rated
Yeah,
R?
man. I got me
So-
worried. Hold up. Can you text us and let us know what?
No. So I'm going 3, 2, 1. Number 3, the ocean.
Okay.
I have a fear of the ocean.
Ooh.
So we have Galveston down here, the Gulf of Mexico. So I'll go in maybe half on my shin, maybe. My mom, we went there a while back, and she went out there. She's like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Mom, what are you doing?" Like, I just in my mind, I can't imagine being on a ship or a boat out there and like something happening. You sink, a storm hits, you capsize. I mean, it's just like there's so many possibilities. And as humans, we lose all of our leverage. We're on land. You know what I mean? So as soon as you go in the water, you got no
Scary.
leverage. You're up for grabs, that kind of thing.
Yep.
No matter what's in there, drowning, anything. Another thing is number two for me is snakes. I've been bit by a couple snakes when I was younger. I think that's why I'm like scarred from it. I got bit twice by a red-tailed boa. Once as when it was young, and it just like it bit me and let go and like just did its thing. My long story short, a childhood friend had a pet snake. His dad got it for him. It was kept in a tank and everything like that. I was holding it. It was cool. I held it a bunch of times, and then one day it just went pop and let go. But then one day it got like big as fuck, and it was way later. And his dad was like, "Pet it, pet it, pet it." And I was like, "No, no, no." And I reached
Give it a
into the
kiss.
tank, and he had already ate though. He had already eaten. I reached into the tank, and his neck like coiled up, like essed up, and I started pulling my hand away, and he got me, but like I like pulled out. So Snakes, I'm terrified of snakes. And then my number one is what I say gets kind of maybe dark, maybe not. But one of my worst fears is like when you die, if it's like a painful death, like dying in a fire, something like that. Like just my brain
Yeah, it's a
goes,
little dark, bro.
you
Like
suffer
when you feel
all
it?
the way to the end. That's one of my worst fears.
Yeah. Yeah,
Death.
that was dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that list. You want to read the chat real quick, Mike?
Yeah. So
got
chat
you.
says Joel said heights, fear of drowning, and fear of failure. Good. Omar says top 3 fears: shitting my pants in public.
With the real
2 is
crazy.
poisonous, venomous animals, and 1 being stuck in an insane asylum with the real crazies. For real. The shitting my pants one is
Liked it.
a pretty good one because we had a shitting pants segment. Well, not
Who
too
shit their
long ago.
pants?
Nobody, but that was one of the jokes that we had said.
What's one of your top 3 shittiest pants
Oh, it was
moments?
the one at the bar, right? It was the
Yeah, it was
the
like
squeaking
it was
barcode.
like if a guy like shit his pants at a bar or whatever, like
That's pretty
the
nasty.
awkward penguin walk he would have to do, and his shoes would go. They're like filled with shit. Sam said plane crash, flesh eating bacteria. That's
To
only
number
2, so-
one.
It wouldn't go.
How do you know that's Sam?
She's like fear 1,
Yeah.
fear of counting.
Oh, hell no.
And Joel said bring microwavable foods back. Shut up. All right, Carlos, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
put his chat on block.
Is
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Carlos,
never
go ahead
happened
with
to
yours,
me. I hike a lot, but bumping into a big ass bear has been a big fear. That's 3. That's my 3rd. That's my 3. Super. I don't know why. For some reason.
Yeah.
Damn,
Dude, hell yeah.
bro. Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
I mean,
you right there, bro.
no. Remember, bro. Nah.
What do you mean for some reason, bro? That dude can straight up
No, I
smack you
did not
once.
say
You're,
that.
Don't tell me it's gonna
I
be like that
said-
gorilla
I
thing where you
said-
think you can knock him out.
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah,
I
you said you could
maybe
knock
I
out a
would get-
gorilla.
No way.
I said
no
maybe
way.
I would get a lick in there. You know what I'm saying?
He said I'll get a couple
at
licks.
least. I did not say I would knock him out. Come on, bro. Come on. And then he would kill me. That's
Nah,
it.
bro.
He would kill me, and then he would kill me, and then it would be done.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you
about
should.
that.
That was a hilarious one. That was a good one.
Guys, if you haven't seen that episode, go back and
Go
replay
back
that.
a couple episodes.
Real quick.
It was our live episode.
Real
in
quick to
Chris's
go on with
apartment.
the bear thing you were just saying, I saw a story. This is like maybe 2 months ago. I don't remember where it happened. It was in the United States. This lady got on a hike, got attacked by a bear, like ripped her face off. I mean, just like fucked her up. Surgeries, and she did an interview on TV, and they asked like, what was the
Damn.
hardest part about this like attack.
That's
She
fucked
said
up.
dealing with Blue Cross and Blue Shields. That shit.
I know. We don't see it.
Insurance, they're gonna be like,
All right,
nah, prove
my
it, bro. How'd you
second,
get attacked by
my
a bear?
second one is
Like, what are you talking
fear of
about?
heights. I'm fear of heights.
What's your number
All
one,
right,
bro?
oh,
Maybe not
Go ahead,
myself
Carlos.
as much. I have a little fear of heights myself, but it's when I see somebody like on the edge of somewhere, and like get the hell back. What are you doing? Like that's like anything.
yeah,
like
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
So
Like you fear that, like,
for
for
my
them
number
and shit?
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rats, bro. For some reason, since I was little, it's been rats, bro. I'm like an elephant. I would jump on top of a table and I would
Rats?
scream like a little girl,
Really?
bro. I don't know. Well,
I would have never figured that.
some
for you,
people
bro.
That's
Oh,
crazy. I
rats,
would have
you
never thought that, bro. You live in the city filled with
oh,
rats.
okay.
What the hell? Los
yeah,
Callejones in
rats.
downtown
Yeah,
LA,
rats,
bro.
that's
They're
pretty
the residents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for some reason,
No,
Some
I've
people
never
are rats, you
rats.
gotta watch out for those.
I think
Those
I
are
had
more dangerous.
there was a, I think,
Those are the
if I
worst
more
remember
ones.
back in the days, there was a movie.
That's
like,
crazy,
with
bro.
rats, and I think
That's a
I
good
saw
one.
that, and I think I got nightmares from there. Nah. I was cooking and shit.
Ratatouille?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
said Ratatouille.
I watched that not that long ago, actually.
That's a good one, though, bro. That's
I
surprising.
was watching, I was like,
TBH.
there ain't no way this shit's real. There ain't no way.
Sam said the other one was paralysis. Okay, thanks, babe. Joel said Cocaine Bear. That movie's good, bro. If you haven't watched it, it's
I
on
haven't
Peacock.
watched it.
It's really good. It's with Ice Cube's son. It's based on a true story, but it's
What's
a
it
really
called?
good movie.
Cocaine Bear, literally?
Cocaine Bear, yeah. And then Omar said, "Imagine if we can train a gorilla to work out. We don't even know
Joe
their
Rogan
full
said
strength."
that. I think
Remember,
Joe
we had
Rogan
said
said
that.
that.
I was like, "Bro,
I think.
yeah, we had
No, not
talked
just
about
that. We
that."
Oh.
said that too.
We said it first. He got it from us.
You miss all the shots you don't
And then
take.
Joel
Wayne
said
Gretzky.
Takashi.
Was it Michael?
Zapatito blanco, zapatito
Michael Scott.
blanco.
Michael Scott. That's right.
Yeah.
Es una
And then-
rata.
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. My list is kind of the same as all of yours combined. So my number 3 is the fear of drowning. I can't picture that like in my head, like what you said, like being in the ocean and just like don't know what the hell to do. That actually happened to me last week. We went to Lake Conroe, and me and my buddy swam towards the middle. And when we got out there, easy. On the way back, I got a leg cramp, bro, and I felt my life flash before my eyes, bro. I had to dig all the strength I had, bro.
Fire me.
Back. But dude,
You were like, "How am I gonna edit the episode?"
Reviewing the call.
yeah, thanks, bro.
That was the first thing that came to your mind.
They're gonna be.
I actually like snakes.
All right, my number 2 is snakes. Any snake doesn't matter. And I have a story, and Misa knows this story. When we used to live in LA,
Oh yeah.
at the mall, I don't remember what mall it was, but they used to have like these little like
Glendale Galleria.
little stores, and Mikey's dumbass was like, "Hey, bro, come over here," and I was small, so he picked me up. He's like,
They
"Look,
bit
there's a
the
snake,"
shit out you.
and he picked me up to the snake, and he shook me, and when he shook me, the snake like went
Struck,
towards me,
yeah.
and this was all enclosed, right? The
Oh,
snake wasn't
okay,
gonna
okay.
get to me. But he shook
like
me
a-
in a way, and I kicked the glass at the bottom. That snake moved, and ever
You know
since
why I
then,
like snakes?
I cannot do
'Cause they
anything
eat
with
rats.
snakes.
Hey,
It's all
snakes are the
forgot about
devil's
that.
pet.
Yeah, it's straight facts, bro. And then
There you go.
hey, that's a good one, bro.
That's a good one, bro.
And my number 1 is a little darker, but it's the fear of losing my son, and in the sense of life or anything, just like I can't
Losing,
imagine
yeah.
a life
Yeah.
without my kid. So
Yeah.
that's my number 1.
That was my number 1 too. Yeah, I agree with that. Sam said you didn't wait 30 minutes before swimming. That's why you got a cramp. Which is probably true.
No,
can
I didn't
see you-
eat. I didn't eat. We had just came back
drank
from
too
playing
much.
volleyball.
You-
I hadn't eaten yet.
Well,
So it
no,
might have
no,
been that.
no.
My fat ass needed
You
some
just
food
came
in my
back from
tank.
playing volleyball. You probably
you're
were
fat.
dehydrated because it's not cold here; it's hot, so you probably
Yeah.
dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been
Or
that.
you
too.
drank
Probably
too
more
much.
dehydrated.
Come away.
I was trying to drink the lake.
Yeah.
Do it again, bro.
So mine 3 are gonna be.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
doing
do
it
it
again,
again.
bro.
Do it again. Do it again. Come on, Slurpee.
Oof.
Gluck Gluck 3000, baby. So my 3, 2, 1 are gonna go. Number 3 is gonna be, so it's not necessarily the fear of the ocean, like Domo said, but very similar. It's the fact that you can't see anything underneath. So I don't know if that will. There's a
Yes,
specific
yeah.
term for it, but like if you're out there in the ocean and you can't see nothing below you,
You don't know what's
like
there.
you don't know
It's-
if it's a
it's the-
giant
yeah.
squid or
Yeah.
a megalodon.
that's
You know,
weird.
so that fear freaks me out. And then my number 2 is claustrophobia. Like I do not
Can't
like
even go to
being
Ikea,
like
bro.
in tight places. Yeah, like it freaks me out. Like if I don't know where the exit is and I can't see it and I'm like enclosed, nope, get me out of there. I hate IKEA. My wife knows it, but she takes me sometimes. This is a very traumatic story. And then my number
This top
1
three
is
very dark.
yeah, and then my number 1 is also losing my daughter. I just can't imagine my life without her. So losing her in anything, it just freaks me out. Just the idea of that, like her going to school and something happening, freaks me out so bad. So those are my number 3. I did have an honorable mention though. Did you guys have one?
Yeah.
Or no?
I
Did you, Carlos? You didn't get one.
Um,
I knew this list was a little different, so I was like, I don't know if everybody's gonna have one.
I got one.
Holy
I
shit.
could go. I could do mine real quick.
Okay, go.
Mine. I think Domo said it, but it's burning alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me, what I was saying is like not so much. I mean, burning alive was
How
an
about-
example, but just like a painful death. Like your final moments,
yeah,
you
like
feel everything.
painful
and-
death like that. Mine was more like buried alive.
You know what,
Oh,
King?
like-
you're.
I know that
you're right,
that
bro.
also is kind of tied into
Yeah.
claustrophobia, but
I
like
think-
being buried alive, the idea of that freaks me out.
Dude, like that movie with Ryan Reynolds, bro. Oh God,
I think I go
Yeah.
back to
Joel said public
9/11. Those people.
He also
that
said
had-
Roman
who
Reigns.
were jumping from like the 200th floor. That I think that that decision of either burning alive
Yeah,
Oh, man.
or
yeah,
jumping
that's
off,
crazy.
either you're gonna die
Oh, you know what?
regardless,
Oh,
but
shit.
That's
what way
wild.
you want to? That's great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fucking
Making
Yeah.
that choice, bro,
that's
to
Yeah.
decide, crazy. Yeah. Which way do you want
Yeah.
to go? Yeah. Yeah.
No, bro. Yesterday, me and my wife, we were watching. You have seen the movie The Lone Survivor, the one with Mark Wahlberg?
Yes. Yes.
Dude,
Great
I
movie.
can't imagine in their like mentality whenever they had to do all the like if the real story, like actual soldiers knowing they're about to die, and I respect all Marine or whatever it is in that we support that, but I can't imagine those last thoughts, bro. Like knowing that you're about to just
Yeah.
die. I
Yeah.
think that's crazy fear.
Looks like Omar right now in the chat said, "Bro, to jump from the Twin Towers, knowing that that's your last choice, take some balls.
Yeah.
At least it was painful death, and it was a painless death when they
Right.
hit the ground.
I saw
Which is
so
true
many.
because what I was reading, remember when it first came out, like the documentary that came out from I forget what it was called, but they made a documentary of the people jumping off. That they said a lot of the times, as because of the velocity and speed, their bones were breaking as they were flying or falling in a sense, because of how fast they were going in the speed, which sucks because it's like to make that choice, like which way do I want to go?
That's a
like,
good point
either
because
way,
if
you're
you think
screwed.
about it, people skydive, but they're wearing certain equipment. Whereas this person was in a
Exactly,
suit
yeah.
at work that day, and then jumped out in a suit.
Free
you know what I mean?
falling, yeah.
Not just that, but
Yeah.
most of the floors where that was happening, I don't know why we're talking about this, but most of the
Yes,
floors
there's-
where that was happening, those floors were already burning, so they were already feeling heat.
Yeah.
So then to jump off, oh my,
And make
goodness,
that choice,
I can't-
man.
Yeah.
So on a lighter subject though, obviously,
I was going to do one more.
yeah, that
I was going
sucks.
to do one more.
What's
Yeah.
your honor?
So,
honorable?
one thing I worry about, like y'all said, like losing your baby and everything like that. One thing I do fear is if my baby gets bullied at school and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you're
bro.
right.
I think
You're
about
right.
that too
It
sometimes.
does scare me, and like,
Well-
and me, so you know how I am. Like
Send him to school with a
it,
snake.
it would piss me off. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, I would
think
feel the same
anything
way.
with
Oh, 100%.
I feel like
100%.
anything, yeah.
It's just like
Like we're just
Yeah,
defensive
exactly.
with the kids.
Did you hear what
nobody
Carson
could
Dawn
Dawn
said,
said,
bro.
bro?
I blacked out.
Send him to school with the snake.
I blacked out for a second.
Yes, send him to school with a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, that wraps up our episode for today. We know it was a longer recording today, so thanks for hanging in with us. Though we had an average of like 8 people on, so those 8 people stayed and you powered through it. Thanks for joining us every Tuesday night on Twitch, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be bringing more content, better content, moving forward. Domo is staying with us for the foreseeable future until he decides to get promoted or whatever the case may be. But other than that, it has been fun. Look for our episodes every Wednesday on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and every Friday on YouTube. Follow the YouTube. Chris is going to lead us out with an outro song that he picked this week. Also, shoot us a DM for any intro songs that you guys want to listen to. Just let us know what the section of the song is. Other than that, man, it's been fun, boys. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one.
What you want me